What's up guys, this is Ice Cold StarCraft, and this is a StarCraft 2 game I am doing. I have not done a StarCraft 2 game in a while. Actually, I haven't casted at all since last week. And if you're one of my subscribers, you'd know that my last video was actually a League of Legends video. And that is because I've been getting some advice, a bunch of different people telling me that I should branch out. Even though StarCraft 2 is my main focus, I should do a bunch of other games. Also, a lot of people wanted to do dual commentaries with me, and I want to do dual commentaries with a lot of people, and not just in StarCraft 2. So I think that I'm gonna try and do some of that soon. I'm not sure when. I'm gonna try and do like 2 or 3 videos per week, because I've only been doing 1 per week so far, which is not bad. But I mean, some people like to be, you know, they can just choose whatever video and watch it whenever they want. But that's basically what's been going on so far. But this is StarCraft 2. This is a Terran versus Protoss. As the blue Terran, we have FnaticRain. Fnatic is the clan that Rain belongs to. And JYP as the red Protoss player over here, chrono boosting a probe out. Now, one thing I just want to say about this map is it looks like Metalopolis. Obviously, it looks like Metalopolis. Which is one of my favorite maps, by the way, even though I am a Zerg player and I like to go for the hatchery before pool pretty much all the time. I'm not exactly sure if this is like a tournament version of the map, because when I opened it, it had to download on my StarCraft 2 program, or maybe that's just because my StarCraft 2 just updated, but whatever. Not exactly sure if this is the original Metalopolis. So, oh yeah, one other thing I'm going to try, I'm going to pull up the name tab, which also shows the supply, which is I think Control N. There we go. So FnaticRain and JYP at the top looks pretty cool. I may keep using that. It's kind of handy just because it shows the supply, and also it just looks pretty cool in general, especially when it starts up. But over here, the Terran is no She's really command center going up as soon as the barracks is finished, which is kind of common, really. You always want to get that command center as soon as possible so you can begin saving energy from mules. And of course, you really want to get that economy rolling, and Terran players usually like to call down a bunch of mules when they're in trouble. Don't usually like to waste it on the scan energy unless you really have to. Meanwhile, the Protoss player not going for anything really out of the box either. Just with that gateway into cybernetics core, 2 gases, and he's probably going to be going for a more stalker heavy build rather than zealots, just because he got those 2 gases more early than you would if you were going for mass zealots. Now the Terran player, interestingly enough, is actually going for only 1 barracks before his expansion, and he didn't even build it in his base and then move it out. So, and especially because this is on Metalopolis, they have scouted each other, both players know exactly what is going on. There is a bunker coming up outside the base, but this is still pretty risky. If the Terran does manage to hold this off, which is it's not super hard, but I mean it's definitely not easy. Depending on what the build is that your opponent is going for, he could be in some trouble. So I really don't think he's gonna try and push very early. He's really just gonna want to hold off any initial pushes, which for now is gonna be pretty easy, just because he has 4 Marines to the Zealot and the Stalker here. Zealot not gonna be able to do anything. Getting kited by those Marines, and the Stalker may go down if the Protoss is not careful. Although I don't think he's gonna be that careless. He is just trying to get 1 Marine kill right there, actually, and still just poking around with that Zealot to absorb some of the damage. He may actually get another kill, and sacrificing the Zealot unintentionally just pulled it back a little bit too late. A second bunker is going down, and the command center is morphing, so not even a planetary fortress. Now, the Protoss, in response to this, has gone for a Nexus at the gold, not even in his own expansion. I'm not exactly sure if the Terran has spotted that. I'm going to check right now. No, the Terran does actually not know. The Terran does not know that the Protoss has gone for the gold. Probes, of course, are being transported right away just before it finishes. Really want to get that rolling, especially on the gold. You do not want to waste any time at all. And this expansion is about to finish. He should pull these probes back. Yeah, there we go. Just making sure all of them don't go back to the main base. And the Terran player Actually, I think just getting supply block there and having to drop the thing on it. Whatever. One Stalker is still being pesky, but I think his movement speed is a little bit higher than the Marines, so he's able to kite a little bit and just be a little bit annoying. Meanwhile, just pumping out some probes over here, not much more for the Protoss player. He does have a couple sentries. He is going for a lot of gateways, so he's not diversifying, at least not yet. And we'll see how that benefits him. Basically, both players just really want to get their economy rolling. The Terran player, I'm not sure if he can actually see these probes. Let me check that again. Whoa. Wait a second. He has complete vision of this. Wow. So both players know what is going on then, I guess. And the Terran player now, even though he did expand really early, he's definitely got to be a bit scared now, just because he knows the opponent, instead of going for a really early push harassment, even though he does have quite a substantial army, he has gone for a gold expansion, so the Terran may want to go for another expansion, although that would be extremely risky. The Protoss with some force fields stopping the Marines from getting out very easily. He does take down one of those bunkers there. I'm not exactly sure if he's going to commit to this. I don't think he wants to overcommit at all. There are 2 bunkers and a lot of Marines. A bunch of sentries, so these could split up the Marines. Protoss may be able to do something very dangerous here. There goes up the Guardian Shield, pretty useful against Marines, just lessening the impact of those bullets and focusing down the bunker right away and trying to stay out of range of the bunker down here. So the Protoss, pretty good micro, just making sure he's not losing units more than he should. A lot of SCVs being pulled off the line here. So I think the Terran is really in a lot of trouble, and not just because of the situation he's in right here. The thing is that the Protoss has gone for expansion of his own at the gold, so it's not even a normal expansion. So the Terran has got to be pretty scared right now, and the Protoss actually getting a good few shots off on that command center. They are being repaired by the SCVs, but the Terran really does need minerals right now. He cannot afford to waste that just on repairing that command center, especially if all these Stalkers are going to be focusing it down. And it looks like with a bunch of Marauders, the Terran is going to try one last stance against the Protoss army here. And here's a bunch of force fields just splitting up the army here, catching some of those Marines. And Zealots getting destroyed at the front there, but tanking a pretty good amount of damage. Sentries getting split up over here, but no matter. And dropping a bunch of mules to try and pick back up his economy. 2 Marauders in this bunker. He would definitely need a couple more bunkers if he wants to hold off this push. And the Protoss is going for another expansion, so time is really on the Protoss player's side right here. As long as he can just keep pushing forward here. The Terran is completely bottled up, he cannot expand, and he's got to be feeling very bad right now. This is not a good situation to be in at all. And even if the Protoss was just doing here, just hitting the command center, you know, it's SCVs have to repair that, and he is really does not need to be spending minerals right now on anything except army, which is not even going to benefit him that much in the long run, just because the Protoss has gone for 2 bases, which I'm assuming he's going to be able to get both of them running. One of them, of course, already running, but the third one, and that is basically going to be GG for the Terran player. Don't think the Terran player actually knows he has 3 expansions, but he definitely does know he is behind. There are a lot of units in here. Should probably focus down that bunker. There it goes. SCVs being pulled off the line. Should probably kite with those Stalkers. But here's a bunch of force fields, nicely stopping all of these units from coming out at once. And some Zealots coming in to tank some damage. The Stalkers dealing most of the damage from the back. And nice force fields, of course. Pretty good micro by the Protoss player. The Terran player not really having much to micro at all. And it looks like this orbital command is going to go down for sure. Not going to go down yet. Just breaking down that front door, and there's GG from FnaticRain. Well played game by the Protoss player. The Terran went for an expansion that was just a bit too early, and he wasn't able to retaliate or push back against the Protoss, and could not stop him from expanding at that gold and then going for a third. So pretty good game. I hope I can cast some more. Thanks for watching, guys.